Welcome to the AI Checkpoints, your essential guide to staying ahead in the world of artificial intelligence. Today, we're plunging into something pretty significant from OpenAI, their latest and, well, most powerful model, GPT-5. We've spent some time going through their recent Introducing GPT-5 presentation, the one on their YouTube channel, and honestly, what we found is truly fascinating. Our mission today is really to unpack what makes GPT-5 feel like a genuine leap forward, what it can actually do for you, like right now, and why people are calling it a next-gen AI agent, more like an expert partner than just a tool, you know?
Yeah, and what's really striking is just the sheer scale of ambition here. Sam Altman from OpenAI, he didn't pull any punches in the presentation. He basically said GPT-5 isn't just like another upgrade. It's framed as a major step towards AGI, artificial general intelligence. It's designed to be smart, fast, but also intuitive and incredibly useful. He used this phrase like having an expert, legitimate PhD-level expert in any area you need on demand.
Wow, okay, PhD expert on demand.
Exactly. So it's not just incremental progress. They're trying to totally reimagine what AI can be for, well, for everyone.
So if that's the big picture, the grand vision,
Mm.
what does this actually mean for us? The people using it day to day. Sam Altman had this really great analogy, actually, to help sort of picture the leap. He said, think about GPT-3 like talking to a high school student. Sometimes brilliant, sometimes kind of annoying.
Uh-huh. I remember that feeling.
Right. And GPT-4o was maybe like a solid college student, definitely intelligent, capable. But GPT-5, that's where you get the PhD level expert on speed dial. Imagine that. Your AI isn't just assisting, it's like a proper expert collaborator.
And that jump in capability, it really comes down to what Mark Chen, he's OpenAI's chief research officer, calls the reasoning paradigm. See, with older models, you often had to choose, right? You wanted a fast answer, or did you want a slower, maybe more thoughtful one? It was kind of a trade-off.
Yeah, that can be frustrating.
Totally. GPT-5 is apparently engineered to just get rid of that choice. It's designed, they say, to think just the perfect amount to give you the perfect answer. So it figures out on its own when to pause, think a bit deeper, and then give you that more nuanced, accurate response. You don't have to, poke it to think harder.
Okay, so it adapts its thinking effort automatically.
Precisely. And this isn't just, a feeling that it's smarter. The benchmarks really seem to support it. Max Schwartzer, he leads their post-training team, shared some pretty impressive numbers. Like, on actual software engineering tasks, fixing real bugs, adding features, GPT-5 apparently set a new high score on Swipench.
Makinch, right? That's the one for coding tasks.
Yeah, real-world coding stuff. And it's not just code. It also apparently excels in visual reasoning. They mentioned the MMMU benchmark, where it outperformed most human experts.
It's outperforming human experts.
Uh-huh. And mathematical reasoning, too, doing really well on the AME 2025 exam, better than previous models. But crucially, they stressed they really prioritize making it their most reliable, most factual model ever. So significantly fewer hallucinations, especially when you ask it complex stuff, that's a big deal.
Fewer hallucinations is definitely key. Okay, those numbers sound great, paints a picture of a seriously capable AI. But back to us users, how do we get our hands on this? How easy is it to use?
Good question. Rennie Song from their engineering team confirmed it's rolling out to all users, even if you're on the free tier.
Oh, really? Even free users?
Yep. Paid users will get, significantly higher limits, maybe unlimited access. But the core model is coming to everyone. And the really cool part, all the tools you already use in ChatGPT search, uploading files, analyzing data, the memory feature, they'll just work with GPT-5.
So no steep learning curve. It just gets smarter under the hood.
Exactly. It's like an invisible upgrade to the assistant you already know.
This whole software on demand idea they talked about, it sounds like it could help with almost anything. Planning a party, understanding, say, confusing healthcare stuff, or just learning a new topic.
That's the vision, empowering you to do more with an AI that feels less like a separate thing you consult and more like, an extension of your own thinking.
Okay, let's make this concrete. Were there some examples in the presentation that really showed this off?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Elaine Yale had a great one. She showed how GPT-5 Pro can automatically think deeply through complex problems. So, first she asked for a quick explanation of the Bernoulli effect. Simple enough, right? And it answered instantly. Standard stuff.
Okay.
But then she asked it to create a moving SVG demo to actually illustrate the effect. Now, that's way more complex and involves visual coding.
Right, that's a big jump in complexity.
Totally. And GPT-5 didn't just fail or give a text answer. It took a moment. You could see it processing, thinking through the answer, as they put it. And then in just a few minutes, bam, It generated hundreds of lines of front-end code for a working, interactive visual demo.
Wow. So it recognized the complexity and adjusted its whole approach.
Exactly. Without her having to tell it how complex it was,
Yeah.
it just knew. That adaptability is pretty impressive.
That is impressive. And what about other areas like, say, learning?
Yeah, learning languages got a spotlight too. Rushin Wang showed off the voice model helping someone practice Korean. It guides you step by step, but here's the cool bit. It adjusts the speed. It can go super slow if you're just starting.
Nice.
Or, and this was funny, really, really fast, faster than a Korean would do if you really want a challenge.
Oh, okay. That's flexible.
And it's not just audio. They've added video capabilities now, so the AI can literally see what you see while chatting with you. Imagine pointing your phone at something and asking questions about it.
Whoa, okay. That opens up a lot of possibilities for interactive learning.
For sure. Plus, more personalization. You can change chat colors and even tweak the AI's personality. They mentioned making it supportive or even a little bit sarcastic.
That sarcastic AI study buddy. I'm not sure if that's terrifying or amazing.
Huh. Could be both. And on the creative side, Christina Kaplan talked about writing quality. She did this interesting test. She asked both GPT-4o and the new GPT-5 to write a eulogy for older ChatGPT models, kind of meta.
Okay.
And she found GPT-5's version had, quote, a lot more rhythm and beat to its prose. It felt more personal. Her takeaway was that GPT-5's responses feel less like AI and more like you're chatting with a high IQ and EQ friend.
High IQ and EQ, that's quite the claim, moving beyond just facts to actual feeling.
Seems like that's the goal, yeah. Making the interaction feel more natural, more human-like, even in creative tasks.
All right, now I know a lot of our listeners are developers or just tech curious. You mentioned coding earlier.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be a big deal for coders, right?
Oh, absolutely. They're calling it the best coding model yet. Yann Dubois did this live demo that was kind of jaw-dropping. He built an entire French learning web app from scratch, live on stage.
HR app.
Yeah, including flashcards, quizzes, even a little game, a French version of Snake he called Mouse and Cheese, plus voiceovers for pronunciation, all generated from his prompts in minutes.
Okay, wow. That really lowers the barrier to creating software.
Massively. But it goes deeper than just spitting out code. What really defines GPT-5 as this next-gen deep agent is its agentic capability. Greg Brockman, OpenAI's president, explained it like this. You give it a complex goal, and it will go off and work on it. It will call different tools, work for minutes, maybe even longer, autonomously, just to achieve what you ask.
So it's not just responding line by line. It's taking initiative. Plan.
Exactly. Adi Ganesh and Brian Fiocca showed this off. They had GPT-5 fix a tricky, persistent bug in some existing code. They also had it build a really nice-looking financial dashboard just from a high-level description. And maybe the most visually impressive demo, creating a 3D castle game, complete with guards walking around, even a balloon-popping minigame, all from just concise prompts.
A 3D game developed by the AI itself.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like having a super competent junior dev or maybe even a mid-level dev on demand who just needs direction.
So it's not just writing code blindly. It understands the process of software development.
That's the key insight. Brian Fiocca talked about how they specifically trained GPT-5 with 4 personality traits for coding. These were autonomy working independently, collaboration working with humans, communication explaining itself, context management understanding the bigger picture, and testing making sure the code works.
Okay, those sound less like features and more like actual teamwork skills.
Right. He said it makes it feel more like a collaborative teammate than just a tool. He even mentioned it instruments errors back to itself and iterates on the code. Basically, it finds its own mistakes and tries to fix them. A self-improvement loop.
That's huge for reliability. Getting code that actually, works and is closer to being ready to ship.
Definitely. And for developers using the API, Michelle Pakras highlighted some new features too. Things like custom tools for more flexibility, preambles before the AI calls a tool so you know why it's doing something, and a verbosity parameter to control how chatty it is.
Control the chattiness. Okay, useful.
Plus, a much, much longer context window up to 400,000 tokens. That means it can handle enormous amounts of information, like huge code bases or massive documents, all in one go.
400K tokens.
Yeah.
That's massive. Okay, the tech is clearly powerful. But, beyond the demos and the developer features, what about the real-world impact? How does this change things for regular people facing real challenges?
That's maybe the most important question. And they shared a really powerful story about that from Carolina Millen. She used ChatGPT and now GPT-5 to help navigate an incredibly difficult cancer diagnosis.
Oh, wow. How did it help?
It helped her make sense of things, translating complex medical jargon from biopsy reports into plain English she could understand. It helped her grasp the nuances of different treatment options, weigh the pros and cons. Ultimately, it empowered her to make informed decisions and really advocate for herself with her doctor.
It's incredible, taking something so overwhelming and making it manageable.
Exactly. Her husband, Felipe Millen, made this really poignant observation. No one cares more about Carolina's health than she does, and the AI gave her the tools to become an active participant in her own care journey, not just a passive recipient.
A thought partner, that's the phrase they use, right? Connecting the dots, anticipating questions.
Yeah. It really shows the potential in areas like personal health care, bridging that gap between expert knowledge and the patient who needs to understand it.
That's truly transformative. Now, with all this power, the safety question always comes up. How are they addressing that with GPT-5?
They spent a good chunk of time on that. Sachi, from their safety training team, mentioned GPT-5 is significantly less deceptive than older models, and they introduced something called safe completion, which is actually quite
That's
interesting.
completion. What's that?
So instead of just bluntly refusing potentially problematic requests, things that could be misused, so-called dual-use prompts.
Right. I'm sorry, I cannot assist with that.
Exactly, which has been super frustrating. Instead, GPT-5 tries to maximize helpfulness within safety constraints. So it might give a partial answer or provide high-level safe guidance or suggest safer alternatives. It's more nuanced.
So it tries to be helpful without crossing dangerous lines. That sounds more useful, actually.
That seems to be the idea. Reduce the frustrating refusals while still being responsible. It's a tricky balance, but it sounds like a step in a more practical direction.
And what about the business world? Are companies actually using this stuff at scale?
Oh, absolutely. Olivier Godement, their head of platform, said over 5 million businesses are already using OpenAI tech in production. And with GPT-5, specific industries are seeing what he called a step function change.
Like which ones?
Life sciences, for example. Amgen is using it for drug design, analyzing huge amounts of scientific papers. Finance, BBVA is doing financial analysis, cutting down tasks from weeks to hours. Healthcare, again, Oscar Health, using it for clinical reasoning support. It's really spreading. They even mentioned 2 million U.S. federal employees will be getting access soon.
2 million federal employees. Wow. Okay, this is moving beyond niche tech circles into the mainstream economy.
Definitely. And Jakub Pachoki, looking ahead, pointed out that their research isn't just about these big releases. It's about building understanding of this underlying technology itself. He hinted that future AI systems might move far beyond our current pre-training and post-training pipelines.
Meaning, helping to build better AI faster.
That seems to be the implication, a kind of recursive improvement cycle, accelerating progress even more. We're really just scratching the surface, it feels like.
So it really does seem like whether you're looking for that personal expert to help you learn something new, create something, write code, or, even navigate incredibly complex life stuff, GPT-5 is seriously pushing the envelope. It's amazing to watch AI evolve into this genuinely collaborative, powerful agent, that expert in your pocket.
Yeah, and that final thought they left with, the idea that anyone pretty soon could potentially do more than anyone in history could just by having the superpower on demand. It's a really provocative thought, isn't it? Makes you wonder.
It really does. It begs the question for all of us. How are you going to harness this new level of AI intelligence in your own life? Well, we hope this deep dive gave you some amazing aha moments and plenty to think about. Hit like and subscribe if you like the content. See you next time.